Alright, in this video I want to show you how to use the Google Doc plugin or extension for your browser. It can be any of the Chromium-based browsers. I'm using Microsoft Edge here, but you can use Chrome, Microsoft Edge, or any other browser that supports that extension. So for NeuronWriter, I have an article open here, as you can see, and the score is 72, and I want to show you how to keep that score the same when you're working in Google Docs. So if we start writing the article in NeuronWriter and then we export formatted text here and choose the formatted text option here, or the DOCX. I've found that the formatted text seems to work a little bit better. So I'll copy that. It just copies it to your clipboard. As long as you have enough memory in your computer, it should work fine for large articles. If not, you use the DOCX instead, and then you can convert it to a Google Doc once you're in the Google Doc. So once we export that and we go into a new article window, which I already have ready for us, you'll see here I'm now inside the Google Doc, and you can see the score is the same as far as the SEO score is concerned. So the reason we haven't been using this before is we couldn't get it to work properly, but I've been working with the manufacturer and the tech support to figure out how to make this work correctly so that we can even start writing our articles in Google Docs, or we can start writing them in the Neuron application and then transfer them over to the Google Doc. So in this case, I just copied the formatted text, brought it into Neuron, and as you can see, the score is the same. However, you can see there's some stuff up here at the top that is not part of the actual document that you see here in the editor window. What that extra information is the actual meta title. And if you click on that, you'll see you'll have access to that meta title and the meta description, which you do need to have to keep the score exactly the same. If you don't have that, the scores are going to be different, and you're going to wonder, like, why are the scores different here? That's the reason. In addition, if you're taking this to WordPress, you can just copy the description here and use that in the rank math meta description area, so you don't have to write another one. And I don't want you to write another one. I want you to use the exact one that was already approved here from the document that's added into the SEO score. By adding a new one, you could change the score to a lower than 70 score, which is what our goal is to reach for those MVP articles. So what you really want to do is you really want to just copy this text, go over to your article and paste it here, and then just right in front of there, it's meta title, so everybody knows that it's meta title. And then take the same thing from the description, copy this and paste it into the description, and write the words meta description in front of that, so everybody knows that that is the meta description. Now the score still won't be the same, and you can see the formatting looks a little weird, like this is very big and then this is very small. And the reason for that is we have to actually format it in the Google Doc correctly for the NeuronWriter extension to be able to read it and calculate the score correctly. So really all you have to do is, once you've copied and pasted them in here and added the word meta description and meta title so everybody knows what they are, really all you have to do at that point is just reformat some of the Google Doc information from the toolbar up here in the top. And so the description, we can leave the same. It can just be normal text. That's really all it needs to be. And then the title, we want to change that to be the title in Google Doc. So it's taking that meta title and calling it the title of the actual document. So we need to let Google know that that is our title, and then our H1 will remain as an H1. As you can see here, it is still an H1 for the article. So that's really all you have to do to get the plugin, I call it a plugin sometimes, but the extension to work and show the scores correctly. So if I remove all of this, you'll see the score will change because now it doesn't see that extra information, and now the score is really only 53. And this is why we haven't been using it before, because the scores never matched up. But this is how the developer has now told us that we have to get the scores to match up. So really, again, I paste that back in there, and the score will change back to the original score of 72, which is what it shows here inside of the actual NeuronWriter. So inside this tool, it's actually the exact same. All of the headers, the terms, the outlines, the AI writing, the media, everything is still in here. Everything that we had access to before. So this is really a cool option for us. We can also change things like the list of terms, change over to the main headings for H1. You can turn on and off to show all of the terms that are used, not used. So in this case, let's look at all terms, and then it should calculate. First of all, it's going to show just what's not used if I change it here to the keywords, just like it does in NeuronWriter. And if I say show all terms, it's going to show me everything that's being used for that H1 in this case, or the H2 or H3 sections. So that's it, really. You can also turn on the, I thought there was an area where you could turn on the marker to highlight the words. I know it's in here somewhere. I just don't remember at the moment where to find it. But everything else is the same. When you first start up this this article in the Google Doc, you will need to connect it. So if I turn it off here, you'll see this is what the plugin will look like originally when we first start. So it will not be connected to NeuronWriter, and what we'll need to do is actually connect this. So as long as you're a team member inside of the Neuron application, and I've made you a team member, so all editors and publishers will be will have access to this, and possibly in the future the writers as well. But really all we have to do is connect this to our account that I have created for you for the company account. Your personal account is not going to work because it's going to connect to your personal account of NeuronWriter. So it needs to be the company account. So really what we'll do here is we'll just connect. It'll ask you for your information. I'm already connected, so it's not working, but it'll ask you for your login information and your password. And then once you connect it, you'll then have this list of all of the articles that are currently in the project folder that we're working on. So in this case, this is the audio editing software. So I could just type in some keywords, audio for instance, and it'll just show me the audio keywords or the articles for that keyword. And then there's my article right there. I can just choose that, and then it will connect after that once I select connect, and it'll load up everything for you. So there you go. There you have it. That is how we use the extension. And now we can choose to review our articles in here and use our commenting tools that Google gives us. And in this case, I've just zoomed in a little bit more, but you can choose different ways of viewing the article here. So for instance, now I can go in here and I can choose to add comments either here if you have that enabled, or up here, add the comment, and I can put my comments in here, and I can see, for instance, my comments to the writer. I changed the number of reviews to 11 versus 7 like I originally had written, because I realized I gave you 11 products instead of 7. And then just post your comment there, and now so the writer will be able to see your comments, and we can go through and do all of our editing with the comments, and continue keeping an eye on that score. So if we change something that the writer has originally put in there, we will then be able to keep track of all the edits and keep track of the score at the same time, versus copy and pasting this back into Neuron after we've gone through and added all the comments and the edit for editing, or if we've highlighted or whatever we've added. We should be just adding the comments for the writer and let the writer actually do the work. Again, if it's enough work, if it's too much work for an editor to get done quickly, then we should be writing these comments for the writers to be able to come back in here and finish that. So there you go. That's it. Thank you for watching.